So the thing that I look for in an Indiana Jones movie is obviously a sense of adventure. You get a little bit of history. Sometimes I'm not sure how accurate it is to actual history. Obviously, there's fantastical moments in these movies. So what you get here with the Dial of Destiny is all of that. I was actually surprised because it was rather good. Um, when I was watching it, I was trying to think of what would cause people to dislike it, and not much, unless you. The thing is, I don't know why some people don't necessarily like the fourth one. Um, I know that some people say, "Oh, well, there's aliens in it," and that kind of goes against what they think that an Indiana Jones movie should be, and they didn't like some of the CGI action scenes or the swinging from on the vines and the the refrigerator blast, and it's like, okay, some personal things that you didn't like about that movie, but as far as the script and the action and the sense of adventure, I thought the fourth movie matched the third and second and first one. And what you get with this one, I think, is more of the same. I really enjoyed it. There was a lot of moments that I had a hard time understanding what was going on because there's a lot of talk about history and just seemingly a lot of lines that you really have to try and decipher. And while you're sitting there thinking about them, then the next scene's already happening. So it's really hard to play catch up, especially for me, since sometimes with these movies I have a hard time understanding some of the dialogue sometimes, and I don't know why that is. I don't think it's necessarily the movie itself. It's just that's just the way it is with some movies. So it's definitely going to be worthwhile watching again at home, maybe with subtitles, to truly understand a lot of what's going on, and not be caught up so much with seeing the movie for the first time and trying to focus on a lot of things. So definitely it has some rewatchability to try and play catch up with some of the story that's going on. But that is really my biggest fault with the movie is it seemed to be a little convoluted, but that really is not that big of a deal because, like I said, you can catch up on it and fully understand it upon uh, second and third viewings and seeing and maybe videos of other people talking about it. Overall, it's not a complicated story. It's just some of the subject matter and dialogue just flies by. The I was really afraid that the CGI was going to be terrible, and I was pleasantly surprised. There was only one shot in the entire movie that needed to be taken out. At the very beginning, there's a distant shot of Indy running along the train, and there's a flash of the theme song that comes in there, but it's only a few seconds, and it's like they wanted the scene to go on a little bit longer because the music seemed to be cut off, but the CGI was just weird. But other than that 3 second shot, I thought everything else looked rather fairly good, especially when you're trying to convince everyone that an 80-year-old Indy is doing everything that he's doing. I really appreciated the fact that they did not try to continually talk about his age or bring up points about that. That was barely mentioned a couple of times. And so when a movie doesn't try to point out things like that or be jokey about things, then it really makes you appreciate it and take it more seriously than movies that seem to come off as making fun of themselves. There was not really much comedy in this, which I really enjoyed. It really grounds the film a lot. The funniest line was actually when a German tried making a joke, and Indiana told him that he shouldn't be making a joke because he's German. The There was a whole bunch of things that people were talking about ahead of this coming out, and things that, like I said earlier, was kind of making me afraid that the movie was going to be just awful. And seemingly, I tried to stay away from a lot of, well, you can't really call them spoilers because they were coming out months in advance, but they could have been spoilers. And there was a couple things I knew that turned out happening in this movie, but it's kind of hard to fault this movie. So for instance, Indiana Jones's son from the fourth movie is not in this one. Everybody knows that. And even though personally I would like to have seen his son become the new Indiana Jones, I felt that the fourth movie was trying to at least set that up, or at least allow for that to be set up. And obviously that was that just never happened through one way or the other. And so I cannot fault this movie for some of the decisions that it had to make. I would highly recommend it. Everything was good. The action was good. There was not one moment where I did not think that I could not tell what was going on. Everything was really well done as far as the action. You could visualize each scene in your head and know where the characters were at and what they were doing and what they were getting ready to do in the next shot and how that next shot paid off. So yeah, so the editing, everything was done really well with the action. I would say the only fault was it was a little bit too technical and maybe not enough of drama that was needed. The relationship between, I have such a terrible time with some of the characters' names in this movie. Not the fault of the movie, but I've never been good with remembering characters' names a lot. First time seeing a movie. But Phoebe Waller-Bridge and Harrison Ford's character, I felt that there could have been a little bit more of them being more friendly with one another. But then again, maybe not. I mean, I'm trying to figure out more issues that I had with the movie to be able to really not be overjoyed with it, because I don't want to come off thinking that it's, or appear that I'm going to give the movie a 10 out of 10 or something like that, because it's not that good. But it's really, really good. And I say go out there and see it. Don't let any misconceptions about what the movie, what people talked about the movie was going to be, or anything like that. See it and judge it for yourself. I think it deserves to be seen on the big screen. The sound is really good. The CGI was really good. I had no problems with the de-aging of Harrison Ford in the beginning of the movie. I thought, in fact, all the CGI, like I said, was really good. So, yeah. The action, the overall story, I liked. I liked the villain. There was some interesting villains going on. I would say, yeah, the villains could have been a little bit better. This could have been a little bit better. That could have been a little bit better. But everything was really overall really good. So, well, let me know in the comments if you've seen it, what you think. I don't get many comments nowadays, but definitely comment. Do the like, share, and subscribe, all that good stuff. I really look forward to see if anybody else had any issues and if there's anything that people had problems with, because I did not really have that many problems with the movie. I'll have to think more about it, but as it stands right now, I liked it and I was very surprised. So until next time, have a good evening.